Welcome to Moonshine and Music, episode 10 of the Perfect Music Show. I'm your host, Joe Shelton, and it's really great to have you here. Now, we've done 10 episodes now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is the 10th episode. Huge milestone. It feels like we've done 10 of them. Anyway, I really appreciate everyone who's watched the first 9 episodes, and today's episode is going to be just as good as those 9. We have a great guest today. It is my really good friend Tori Fischetti. He is an interesting artist. He is not from Indianapolis. He lives here now, but he grew up in New York. We're going to hear all about that. He is one of my good friends and compatriots around in the scene. We hang out a lot together. So that should make the interview kind of interesting. But the music playing is what I've always loved about Tori. His emotion drives his music. I mean, he wants you to feel it in your heart and in your soul every time that he picks up a guitar and every time he steps up to the mic. And I believe that this performance captures that when you take a look at this through the lens, and some excellent work by Brandon Lay on this episode with kind of making the look really fit the music. So that's what you need to look for in here. And these songs are really great. They're some of my favorite indie music, and so I hope that you really enjoy them as much as we do. So coming up right now, let's take a good little ride with Tori Fischetti on Moonshine and Music. Welcome to Moonshine and Music, Tori Fischetti.
Thank you for having me.
Finally got you on.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a good time.
So, you know, this is the part where we have the speed round of very deep and intimate questions.
Hey, if you don't hear it from my music, you'll hear it from this interview, right?
that's what they say.
That's it.
So, you know, where'd you grow up? And
I grew up in Peekskill, New York. It's just about 45 minutes north of the city, right on the Hudson River there. Actually, the song I'll play later on is called Revenant, and it's actually about Facts of Life, who was also supposed to be filmed there. So, pretty cool. Crappy little town. I think Mel Gibson was from there at some point in high school. Yeah.
I used to watch Facts of Life. Jackie Gleason.
Yeah, I was born in Peekskill. Yeah.
You had Smokey from Smokey and the Bandit from your town. That's
yeah. There you go.
Now I can touch you. Wow.
There's actually a restaurant. I don't know if it's still there or not. It was called Gleason's for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So growing up there, what was the big thing that went on in Peekskill?
Nothing. It was a really boring town, honestly. That's why we just got in a lot of trouble when we were younger. There's nothing else to do. We went to the chapel and drank beer and got chased by cops all the time. That's about it. That's what we did.
You got caught? You got chased for drinking beer, or we
got chased for trespassing. But the thing is that we knew the chapel better than the police officers, so like we just hide in like plain sight, and they couldn't find us ever. So, but there's actually a watchtower. There's like a little, we call it the belfry, a glass tower. You can see 360 all the way around, all the way to Hudson River. So you can see all the cops pulling up and see where they're going, and they just disperse and break up and go hide in the walls. It sounds awful now, but yeah, that's what we did. Anyway, so next question.
So did your parents know about this, or?
Yeah. Well, funny enough, I grew up with 3 sisters. My oldest sister, every time she got in trouble, my parents threatened to send her to the chapel. Mm-hmm. Girls' reformatory school, so.
But you were there hanging out, drinking.
Because it was closed up by that time, but yeah. Absolutely.
I see. So the older sisters, what kind of musical influences did they impart down on their younger brother?
Well, they were both metalheads, but my second sister, Dana, who's just 5 years older than me, was just a sweetheart. So she'd sell me all her old Motley Crue tapes for like $15 a piece back like 15 years ago. So I think I paid like $25 for Shout at the Devil about 7 years after it came out. So yeah, it was a steal. It was a deal.
It was a steal.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it didn't have any wear either.
Oh, not at all. Not at all. But they actually got me into playing guitar. At least Tammy did. Because she played. My father played a little bit. And yeah.
Did your father perform also, or
no? He just fooled around. He had an old harmony. I think he got his. I got mine at Service Merchandise. If you guys ever remember that.
Yeah.
They're well closed down now, but yeah, that was the first guitar.
So
I used to think you played guitar by tuning it all the time. So you like sit there and go, and I like just broke strings all the time. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? You know, driving me go to Camelot Music and buy a new pack of strings already. So yeah, it was awful. I would sit there and try to play to Bryan Adams, like the first album.
Like Cuts Like a Knife, and
is that the Summer '69?
Summer '69
yeah.
Cuts Like that. I think that album was called Cuts Like a Knife.
It might be.
It had six Summer '69 and Cuts Like a Knife.
That's the first album I ever bought myself, and it was a lot cheaper than Motley Crue tapes.
I think it had Heaven on it as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I could play it when I'm tuning the guitar really well. Yeah.
So Bryan Adams was your big first.
It was. It's embarrassing, but yeah. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing to me now.
I mean, it's a superstar. That happens.
Yeah. But like my mom used to listen to like ELO and Bruce Springsteen and stuff in the house. Brought up on that, and then as soon as I hit about 14, I started listening to punk rock, and that was just no turning back.
So, punk rock. What's the biggest bands there for you?
Well, I mean, first when I heard Minor Threat, I just fell in love. It's like it's hard to explain, but it's one of those. It's a piece of music that actually beats your heart for you. It pumps your blood as soon as you hear it. It makes you energized. It makes you feel good. So after that, we started playing punk rock, and it was fun. I'm not saying it was good at all. It was just fun. It was a lot of fun.
So what were some of the band you were in bands?
Yeah.
In punk rock. What were the names?
Our first band was RGMD. It was Riot Girls Must Die. I don't know why we came up, and then there's like a bunch of different things. So like someone called like Rat Got Mighty Decent was one of them. So anyway, it was RGMD. We played that. We played all over Connecticut and New York for a while. We were about 16 years old. But then we moved on, and it was really funny because like punk rock, hardcore is like very close knit. So we were like same group of people, but just swapped bands. So like Tim would be over there, and then Brian would be over here, and we just swapped, and they'd have a new 4-piece over here. So we all knew each other really well. But so we swapped again, and we had a band called FSO, which we were on a label out in New York. Played CBGBs all the time in Coney Island High, and then switched that name to Blackballed, who's out on Spotify still. If you guys are interested in watching that at all.
Blackballed.
Blackballed, as in being blackballed from the club.
Yeah. So we can go out there and catch some of your punk rock.
Yeah, and it's funny enough, that song Revenant, so the album cover was actually taken in the chapel. You can see us like standing on the altar of the Blackballed cover, so yeah.
Yeah, well,
that's
that's
our photo
kinda
shoot.
Like, so we can see where you were hiding
There you go.
in plain sight.
Exactly, yeah, that's right.
Way to tie it together. It's almost like we scripted it, but we didn't.
It just brought it together. I know, I'm not reading anything over there on the key card.
Cue card?
Yeah, see it over there in the corner?
As if we have a budget for cue cards on this show. I mean, literally, we have like, this
That's nice. I like it.
It's taped to the wall back there.
Yeah,
So
I just need some moonshine now.
Well, I'm sorry. We're a little low on the moonshine today. I hear a sigh from the other producer.
Sham! It's a
Sham. I owe you a shot of moonshine.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll get it to you
Do it
soon.
next time.
Yeah. So you're, as you grew up down there, your parents, what did they do for a living? I didn't catch that part.
My dad was in the sprinkler union, so he was a sprinkler fitter.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away when I was about 10. So it was fun. Anyway, and then my mom was she was a stay-at-home mom for a long time. And then after my dad passed away, they had a really, good pension. So she was able to do that. But she went back to work doing odd jobs, like worked at the mall and did the clothing stores, things like that. But yeah, she was pretty much a stay-at-home mom the entire time.
So how did you end up between New York and all the way out here in Indy?
Well, this is a good story. So as a moron kid at the age of 21, whatever it was, I met a stupid girl, and later on got married. Her parents lived in Dayton, Ohio, so I moved out there. Oddly enough, this was a great move. And then shortly after that, we got divorced. So I was stuck in Ohio with the house and the business and everything myself. So I said, F this, and met a girl from Indy and moved here. We came to one show at the Murat, and I fell in love with the city. And I was just like, Indy's singer-songwriter. I mean, it's the music mecca of the Midwest. Other than Chicago, it's incredible. You can't beat being out here. There's so many performers and talented artists out here. It makes you dig.
I agree. I mean, especially like you were here a little earlier as we were taping some of the other artists, and I mean, it just blows me away doing the show. Like every one of them that come in, I'm just kind of like humbled.
It's unbelievable. Anywhere you go, there's just incredible artists all around.
So you just came out with a record?
EP, yeah. Ryan Gibbons helped me record it. My buddy Artie did the artwork for it. It's an EP. It's a nice EP. It's a rough EP. It's just what you'll hear when you come see me live. It's one take, straight through. If you screw up, you screw up. But there's no production on it. There's pretty much nothing. It's just straightforward. Very simplistic.
And the name of the record, so that those folks can go find it on Spotify and Apple Music.
It was like one of those things where I had like 7 names for it. So we named it The Dying Breed for a little while because I thought that was really cool for a week. And then, but Old 78 is pretty much what stuck. That's also on there. So that's like the tagline. That's the sticker. That's the picture that you get. So Old 78 under Tori Fischetti.
So what's Old 78 symbolize?
It's just the year I was born. Figure, and I'm just getting older and older. So figure once this comes out.
That's a good thing. If you don't get older, bad things have occurred.
I know. You know? It's just one of those. I'm about to hit 40. I'm starting to panic here.
Why would you panic at hitting 40? What's the?
Because you see all these guys, like even after, because I stopped playing guitar for about 10 years after when I was married, because of a great marriage and all. So I stopped playing guitar for about 10 years and finally picked it up again, but right before I moved to Indy, and I started listening to all these guys that were now performing acoustically after they grew up in punk stuff, and they're all younger than me, and they're like touring, they're going to England. I'm like, so it's just a kick in the ass, It's one of those things I wish I would kept through it. I would have been a little farther, but I'm not, so it is what it is.
So you get a lot of shows booked up for the summertime. You're going to be doing a lot of get out there so we can see you play.
There's a lot of stuff. I just don't have anything lined up in my head right now. A couple festivals, of course, like the brewery tours around here are awesome. Any brewery you want to play, just put your stuff in. And really good crowds. Indiana again, great for beer. But yeah, some stuff. I'm doing a small leg tour from here to New York in July. Going out, I might as well driving out to see my family. I might as well play on the way out.
On the way out, have you done that past? Is that something that you do a lot?
No, never did it. I mean, go see him, not really either, though. Oh. I haven't been out there in like 4 years. I feel really bad.
I meant to do like a tour along the way.
Yeah, no, I haven't done that yet. It's one of those things. I love playing so much. I stopped writing. I just play all the time. There's a point I have to actually sit myself down and force myself to write songs. Because if not, I just want to play all the time. I just keep playing the same thing. I have fun doing it. So it's one of those time management things, and I have to sit down and force myself to do it.
Do you have like a tune that you feel like is the favorite one that you've written? I know some people go, it's like selecting my children from one another or something like that. But for me, I go through stages where like one of them is my favorite or this other one's my favorite or.
It's some pop up. It depends on what mood I'm in. But like Revenant's one of my favorites because it's the newest one I wrote. It's performing out here, especially in front of like large crowds that are doing something else. Playing slower songs doesn't work. They don't connect because people don't want to sit down and listen. Like Irvington Theater, if you did the singer-songwriter thing, play slower stuff, everyone pays attention. But so the louder stuff out here at breweries makes me feel better. People look at you and actually start listening. So any of the louder stuff, honestly. And I go through phases. Punk rock love song's one of my favorite songs to do. Ode to the Glass. I'll play that later.
Do you feel like that you have a real need to connect to the audience? Is that the thing that you like the most about playing out, or like when everybody kind of turns and looks? I mean, I know I do.
Sometimes, yeah. But sometimes it's also nice to just be able to do something and watch everyone just be. Standing still, doing their own thing, and not driving people out, because I'm always afraid of that, because I'm a loud acoustic player. So as long as I'm not driving people out, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? That's all I need. It's just if you don't start getting up and walking away, I'm happy with the show. That's my philosophy. If you win one person over every single show, you're doing your job. So.
I think that it often, and I don't know if you find it this way, it's like find one fan today.
Yeah.
if I find one fan each day, at the end of the year, I'll have at least 365 of them.
That's the way to do it. Chip away little by little.
Just a dot at a time.
Yeah, pretty soon I'll be 45 and over the hill, and I'll stop playing guitar and it'll be all over.
Well, I don't know that 45's over the hill.
Yeah,
at least I hope not, since I am 45.
We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Maybe my hill's cresting. I don't know about
There you go. So you're peaking now.
Yeah, sure. I don't know. I feel like, do you feel like you get better, like each time you write a song, that you feel like it's a better song, no matter how many you write, like, write 100 songs, the 101st one, it'll feel, I mean, I don't know if it's that way with everything that I do. Like sometimes, you're doing something for the 100th time and you just like kind of mail it in, but with songwriting, it doesn't ever feel that way for me.
No, it's when I write. It's when I wrote the first songs. Like if I write a song, I feel silly about it because I feel like it's too like out in the open, just too blatant, right in your face. Like I like ducks, and you don't. It just doesn't sound right. But if someone else does it, it sounds great. So I try to be like as aloof as possible when I'm writing songs. And I don't know. It's back in the day. Like it felt really weird, but now it just kind of comes together. It's one of those things you just realize that no one cares anyway. No one cares what the song's about or what. If it's a good song, it's a good song. That's it. All
right, man. Well, what we have to do is hear some of those great songs at this point. You get up here and rock the house out, and we'll even sing along with you if you need it.
I'm all about that. That's good.
All right, man. Thanks for coming in.
I really appreciate you. Thank you very much.
See ya. Next week on Moonshine and Music, Chris Garner's in the studio, well, the garage, and he's going to tell us all about himself, and you're going to hear some of these great tunes.
I guess you could say it's the same old story. Two broken hearts just trying to mend. Too many goodbyes without enough sorries.
All right. One's called Revenant. It's about a place I used to play as a kid, Peekskill, New York. It's where the facts of life were supposedly filmed. It's also Revenant.
In the old courtyard, the doors were locked, windows barred. Soon we found our way through the discord, disarray. We did our best on the old church steps, those hallowed halls that we would run. The reckless nights and cop car lights, and we were the only one. At the old belfry, our city seemed to drift asleep. Soon the night began to show unearthly scenes from long ago. We did our best on the old church steps, those hallowed halls that we would run, reckless nights and cop car lines, and we were the holy one. Still behind the doors at Chapel Hill, and I'm running still behind closed doors at Chapel Hill, and I'm haunted still, empty halls at Chapel Hill, and I'm running still in empty halls at Chapel Hill. Sit up rest on the old church steps, those hallowed halls that we would run, the reckless nights and cop car lines, and we were the holy one. And set our best on the old church steps, those hallowed halls that we would run, with reckless nights and cop car lines, and we were the holy ones. Thank you guys.
There's a couple.
We almost clapped earlier on that song too.
I know, that's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
30 seconds, here. One more second.
What? Just. I hate capos. This one's called FT28. It's actually about Flight 19, the flight that disappeared over the Bermuda Triangle back in 1945. I was just kind of obsessed with this as a kid, and I listened to a podcast, and this song came out, FT28. Shit, start that one over, sorry. The capo is really fucking me up here. FT28.
Sure where we're going, but most have got lost along the way. We're over land, but it's broken, and all the gauges read the same. The darkest clouds swallow daylight, and my hope begins to fade. 14 men flying blindly. 14 sons will die today. Chances are we've gone way too far. All planes close up tight. No one knows just where we are. So boys, this will be our last moments of flight. Ghostly voices on my radio say we're running out of day. Just put the sun on your port wings. Pretty soon you'll find the bay. The tanks are low and getting lower. The horizon eats the sun. When the first plane reaches empty, we all go down as one. Chances are we've gone way too far. All planes close up tight. No one knows just where we are. So boys, this will be. I said, boys, this will be our final flight. Our final flight. Our final flight. Our final flight.
Hey guys. See if the cable be here. Work with what we got here. All right, this is my loud cursing song. It's my buddy James used to be in the military, and every time we would go out drink, he would come up with this toast, and I was always too drunk to remember it, because that's just what we did. And so I wrote a song about it instead, so now everyone can remember. It's a bit drinking song. It's called "Ode to the Glass." From the lyrics, you can sing along. I'm gonna start that again.
Well, we drink like the world's going to end, and we spill a sip for all of our friends. The truth leaks out along with the drinks, and a few more pints. We'll start to sing. So here's to you, here's to me. Good friends will always be. And if we ever disagree, well, fuck you, here's to me. Well, times like these soon fade away, so let's win tonight. We've lost today. So as to you, as to me, good friends will always be. And if we ever disagree, well, fuck you, here's to me. Night staggers along, let's lose our way from right and from wrong. So as to you, as to me, good friends will always be. And if we ever disagree, well, fuck you, here's to me. So as to you, as to me, good friends will always be. And if we ever disagree, well, fuck you. Well, fuck you. Here's to me.
Thank you, guys. Good. Let's do 3.
That's 3. You want to do 4?
Unless you want me to do 4.
I don't care.
What do you want to hear?
Run away.
Song's called Runaway.
So let's run away, leave the memories right here. The silence of the night will lead the way. And when we return, this will all seem too clear. Now come on, baby, let's run away. While the dreams start to rust, the road becomes dust. The place we once loved burns in the night. Well, this place we called home will soon feel unknown. So take one last look and say your goodbyes. Yes, say your goodbyes. Yes, say your goodbyes. And let's run away, leave the memories right here. The silence of the night will lead the way. And when we return, this will all seem too clear. Now come on, baby, let's run away. This ground just can't hold the lies that we've told. All the lies that started it all. Now while the ash fills the sky, the unanswered whys, burnt bridges that we were sold. Yeah, that we were sold. Yeah, that we were sold. And let's run away, leave the memories right here. The silence of the night will lead the way. And when we return, this will all seem too clear. Now come on, baby, let's run away. Now it's a hard thing to do when we know there's nothing there to look you in the eyes And to say that I care when the ghosts from our past start haunting at night. We'll pretend we did our best. We'll pretend so we can run far away and leave the memories we fear. The silence of the night will lead the way. And when we return, this will all seem too clear. So come on, baby, let's run away. And let's run away. Leave the memories right here. The silence of the night will lead the way. This will all seem too clear. Now come on, baby, let's run away. 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 Thank you, guys.
Whoa, ho, ho! Tori Fischetti, thank you for being on Moonshine and Music. I hope y'all enjoyed the show today. Be sure to tune in next week when we're going to have Chris Garner on the show. And I want to send out a special thank you to Brent Smith for once again letting us use his garage in the filming of this episode. I also want to thank all of you guys for coming out to the shows recently. I've seen quite a few of you, and it's really been cool. This next week, I'm going to be at the Burnside Inn in downtown Indianapolis on June 1. And then on June 2, I will be in Muncie, Indiana at the Books and Brews location there. So please come out and see me, listen to some good tunes, have some good brews on the Acoustic Brews Tour, which is going to be rolling through your town soon. And then come back next Sunday for another episode of Moonshine and Music. Moonshine and Music is a presentation of Eat New Media in association with Notlehs Entertainment. Producers for today's program are Brandon Lay and Joe Shelton. Be sure to join us next time on Moonshine and Music.